Previously on Aviary Attorney.
Dame Caterline, what have you done?
Dame Caterline has been arrested for a crime she did not commit.
You do believe my story, don't you?
I believe in justice.
You see, Falcon, I told you listing under Aviary Attorney would pay off.
It's fine. Studio de Rabbington. So this is the studio of the famous photographer. Shall we knock?
There's a note on the door. Ahem. The magnificent and marvelous artist Monsieur Robitio de Robinho is currently out on an artistic expedition. He shall return when his muse sees fit.
When his muse sees fit. What does that even mean?
I think it means that he is a pretentious bird brain, but in any case, the artist seems to be out. What shall we do now?
We should knock anyway.
Alright, I don't see the harm. Nope, doesn't look like he's in, Falcon.
Alright, let's go. There's nothing else to do. Let's make a move.
Ugh, I hate the feeling of a wasted trip. Is there really nothing else we can do?
It's fairly unbecoming of a lawyer, but I suppose we could try to break in.
What? Are you serious?
Maybe.
Monsieur J.J. Falcon, I would have thought that a man of justice like yourself would be against such reckless displays of unlawful barbarism.
You're right. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over.
It's a brilliant suggestion. Stand back, I'm barging the door down.
Wait, just like that? Shouldn't we discuss this first? What in Jesus' name was that?
You said you wanted to break in.
I thought we could find an open window. I didn't think you would turn into a bird-sized cannonball. Well, now we are here. We ought to make the most of it. This place is quite something. It's very...
Swanky?
I was gonna say ostentatious.
It's just swanky talk for swanky.
We don't have the time for this. That sound of a door being smashed in could be drawing unwanted attention. We should find anything that may help our case and get out. Alright. I see a bourgeois tigress in profile. I see paints, inks, and dyes. I'm not quite sure what the clear liquid in this bottle is.
I could taste test it.
You could, but we don't have time for a hospital visit right now, so let's not.
It's cocaine.
I see a finely dressed dandy fellow upon a horse. This appears to be a photograph of a ladder, symbolic of climbing towards success, perhaps.
Looks more like a stepladder to me.
Oh no, we're not getting to that old argument. A beautiful picture of the Paris skyline. Given the angle, this must have been taken from Notre Dame Cathedral itself.
A chandelier! You should get one of those for the office.
I don't have the money for that sort of luxury. This is a photograph of a castle somewhere in the countryside.
No, I once had an uncle who once fell off a castle rampart while on guard duty.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did he die?
No, he got demoted.
Ugh, terrible. He really does not like your puns. A butterfly, or maybe a moth. It's difficult to tell in black and white. There's a tiny photograph of what appears to be a jail cell.
Reminds me, how illegal is this? You know, breaking and entering, rifling through a person's belongings.
It's cool, we're lawyers. A little illegal or very illegal. Well, it's illegal, yes, but we're trying to solve a murder case, so it's forgivable.
Oh ho! So you're saying that a small act of evil is justifiable if it results in a greater good?
Don't put words in my beak. Jeez.
Hey Falcon, look!
What? It's just an easel.
No, look at what's on the easel.
Oh, wow. This must be a copy of the photograph from the evening of the murder. There's no question about it. I see a housemaid, Dame Caterline, and I think that's Signor Poutoir, Caterline's father.
So what shall we do? Do we just take this?
We should take it, we should leave it. I mean,
I think we should leave it,
leave it?
because
You
it's
think?
inadmissible in court.
Yeah, we don't have a warrant or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if Paris, France worries about warrants. Alright, we're gonna leave it. No, that would be a big mistake. Every half-competent lawyer knows that stolen property can't be used as evidence. Still, we've learned some valuable information by seeing this photograph in person.
I suppose so. Is there anything else you need to do here?
I mean, we can still look around, I guess. A picture of a sailing ship on a windy day. This is a picture of a fence.
It's a fancy photograph. It leaves the viewer defenseless. Out of all the pictures here, I would pick it as my favorite. Okay, I'm done. No more fence puns.
Sparrow son, sit down. I think we're done snooping. Let's get out of here before we draw further attention to ourselves.
Sounds good to me. Uh-oh. Oh, mon Dieu! What happened to my door?
Tell
Tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth.
the truth. Swallow some, please. Well, Monsieur Rubinho, it's like this. You see, we are attorneys who have been hired for the purpose of...
A raven did it! We saw the whole thing!
Save me, Sparrow son. What are you doing, Sparrow son? I've got this.
I'm not going to jail because your conscience is acting up.
Nobody's going to jail. Just take it easy.
Ugh, damn ravens. They're always after our shiny objects, am I right?
Yeah, that's right. Let's make a move. Trial day is approaching fast.
Right, let's go.
The dawn of a new day. I swear, it feels like I'm playing Majora's Mask and the moon's like coming and about to collide into the earth. You got 3 days time. Palace de Joie. Falcon and Sparrowson stand inside the marble portico of the Palais de Justice, awaiting the opening of the Tribunal de Grande Instance.
Are you nervous, Falcon?
No, of course not. We've got this case in the bag. Look at my feathers, see? Totally unruffled.
Wow. Well, at least one of us is feeling confident.
Bonsoir, Falcon, Petite Sparrowson. Is there anything you need me to do?
No, we've got a handle on things.
Falcon was just telling me how confident he was feeling about the case.
That's wonderful. I just know you two will pull through.
Let's move it along, fellas.
I'll be watching from inside. Do your best for me, Monsieur Falcon.
We will. Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Welcome to court, peoples. All right, settle down. Everyone, settle down. Is everybody here? JJ Falcon, present. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Rupert Rabbington present. The ready is prosecution, Your Honor. Oh, darn, that's not it. Oh, gosh, where are my notes? Ha! I knew it.
Knew what?
Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all of my classes.
Oh, was he smart?
No, he always scored the second worst marks in the class. I can only assume that he bumbled through the final exams on the luck of his 2 rabbit's feet. Unless he improved considerably, he might already have this trial in the bag.
That's good to know. But say, Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest marks in the class, then who scored the lowest?
I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Ah, here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Are the jury all present?
All the present and counted for, Your Honor.
Hey, Falcon. I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8?
Oh, those 2 birds with the funny hats are assessors, the associate judges. So which 2 birds with the funny hats? The 2 in the front or the 2 in the back? Well, no, that's not
On
a
the
bird.
side.
That's a goat right there on the where on the side?
The ostrich and the, eagle,
the
I
one in
think.
the okay. Because there's another bird over here. This guy has a hat.
With the, yeah, I guess. Maybe it's the one... Yeah, maybe it's the 2 on the edges in the front. I don't know.
Everything seems to be in order, so let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Caterline de Meow. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand.
Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay, I choose to call the I choose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Volerti, to the witness stand.
Inspector Volerti, please approach the stand and recite the oath.
As you will, Your Honor. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Monsieur, no, Inspector, please state your, name and occupation for the record.
My name is Inspector Juste Volerte. I am a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats that plague this city. I have enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridian Killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago.
Let's stick to the questions, Inspector.
Of course, Your Honor.
Oh great, I was hoping we could have one of those bumbling cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with lawful goody two-shoes. I bet this guy would turn in his own mother if he saw her littering. So, Inspector, is it true that you are the lead investigator in this case?
That is correct. I was also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime.
Then perhaps you can walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival.
Absolutely. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Roargiel. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Caterline de Meow. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Greenway with his blood on her paws.
Well, that sounds like an open and shut case in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honor.
Bloody paws? Nobody told me that detail.
Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony.
Of course, I know this. You may begin your cross-examination, Monsieur Falcon. Cross-examination. Like the key phrase that you find suspicious, a Falcon will press the witness for information. Ask the right questions, bring the truth to light. Avoid pressing for pointless details. The judge and jury don't like having their time wasted. Alright, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Roargiel. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Caterline. She was standing over the slice-open corpse of Monsieur Greenway with blood on her paws. I'm thinking we should question the blood on her paws because we didn't get information on it. Yeah, tell us more about this blood on her paws. Inspector, you say Dame Caterline had blood on her paws.
Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. Whose blood was it, or how much blood? Whose blood was it? Ha! What a good question. It was Monsieur Greenouille's, of course. How can you be sure?
I object. This line of questioning is absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. The blood on Dame Caterline's paws could only have belonged to one person, Monsieur Grenouille. Judge, Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions.
I'm afraid the prosecution may have a point, Monsieur Falcon. Do you have any reason to suspect that the blood belonged to someone other than Monsieur Greenouille? Actually, yeah. I remember them talking about the silverware. Hold on. The stole silverware and her having to eat her steak with the... This is a bloody steak. All right, yeah. I'm gonna throw that in their face. What do you think? Do you have any reason to suspect that the blood belonged to someone other than Monsieur Greenouille? I do. I do, Your Honor. Actually, I have more than suspicion. I have evidence that the blood of Dame Cateline's paws had nothing to do with the murder.
This is foolish time wasting, Falcon. If the blood on Dame Cateline's paws didn't come from the victim, then where did the blood come from?
It came from the bloody steak. On the evening of the murder, Dame Caterline ate a bloody rare steak. Is this true, Monsieur Rabbington?
Well, in a manner of speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the menu.
Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on Lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak?
Well,
Wait, don't answer that, Inspector.
it is a possibility.
No.
Intriguing.
Pretty convincing. So, Inspector Volerte, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater?
Now hold on just 1 minute, Falcon. You are overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Caterline is an elegant bourgeois kitten. She was no doubt brought up with a flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At the banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like any proper civilized animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners?
Oh, that is a good question. Or at least, it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happens, something was missing from that particular banquet. Something that forced Dame Caterline to eat with her paws. The silverware. Dame Caterline was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen.
Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report.
We weren't aware of anything missing from the Rourgier residence when we performed the initial investigation. But as it happened, Baron Rourgier approached us about this very subject last night.
Innocent, perhaps. What a twist. What is the meaning of all this? Bloody steak? Misplaced silverware? Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report?
Wax, my investigation. Judge, I assure you, I am the most thorough investigative officer on the force.
Then it is amazing that the Parisian police managed to solve any crimes at all.
Heh. Oh dear.
Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case.
Fine, so be it. Messieurs,
Until next time. Watch that be like Gumshoe or whatever his name was. Detective Gumshoe. Prosecutor, I trust your next witness is ready.
Yes, yes, of course, Your Honor. I call upon, let's see, Monsieur Robinio, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder.
Monsieur Robicio Rubino, please approach the stand and recite the oath.
How does it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliché, to be perfectly honest. Could the witness please introduce himself for the court record? As if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me. I am the great Monsieur Robitio Robilio, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I just don't take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste, tu es son bébé. You may have seen my works in hit magazines, Le Branché, or C'est Chouette. I can send you tweets if you like.
What on earth is a tweet?
Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon, it's the 19th century. Get the times already. Yes, your works are very, impressive, Monsieur Rubinio. But let's get down to business. Could you tell us your activities were on the night of the murder? Very well. I was hired by Baron Rogier to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening. I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Then I billed Baron Rogier and left. Like a true artist. And, with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I brought a copy so that you could all see for yourselves. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. My word, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So let's see, who do we have here? In the middle, we see a Baron Roger, the lion who hosted the event. On the left, we see Signor Pertois de Miao, the father of the defendant, Dame Caterline. And finally, we see the housemaid, Colleen Duhart, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, two people are clearly absent from the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Grenouille. The second is the defendant, Dame Caterline de Miao. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree?
Just a moment. Monsieur Rabbington, this proves nothing. Though the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others, that doesn't mean that they were in the garden together at that point.
Hold your horses, Falcon, I'm not done yet.
The prosecution may continue.
Behind the photograph subjects, we see a wall clock with the time set at 7:30. Now, why is that time significant? Well, as Inspector Volerti told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Caterline herself. Falcon, something is fishy. In the jail cell, Dame Caterline told us that she was present when the photograph took place, but I don't see her in Robinio's photograph.
That's true, but I can't use Dame Cateline's testimony as evidence. It has too little weight. If I want to prove that Monsieur Robinio's photograph is not a valid piece of evidence, I'll have to dish out evidence of my own. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Very well, the defense may proceed.
It's a waste of time, if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence.
All right. I arrived at 7 p.m. I set up my camera and captured the beauty of the evening's events in one magnificent photograph. Then I billed Baron Roergiel and left. So I'm just going to go straight for the photograph. I mean, I could... About his camera. Yeah. Well, we could probably ask him about the tiny bug inside the camera that... I'm going to go straight for the photograph. Let's take a closer look at this photograph. I see... Just to clarify, Monsieur Rubinho, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not?
That is correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies.
That is most curious, because I see a mistake.
A mistake? Impossible! I just told you, monsieur, the camera is a perfect, unbiased device. The photographs it produces are flawless.
Falcon, I'm not seeing any mistakes. Perhaps you could be more specific.
Certainly. So I'm just going to go with the clock because it has hands on it that I noticed. The clock in this photograph. There's something not right about it.
Well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates his client.
Don't give me that cocky tone, Monsieur Rabbington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock in that picture. The photograph clearly shows the clock's hands pointing at 7 and 6.
That much is self-evident.
Which is most curious, because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Crinier has no hands.
It has no hands.
The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Roergiel or his housemaid if you have doubts. Monsieur Rubinho, how do you explain this discrepancy?
I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless.
There is no mistake, Monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world.
Maybe there was an error in the printing process.
An error precisely where the clock's hand should be. Please, Monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Rubinho, edited this photograph.
Edited?
I'm no expert, but I suspect that you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It would have been a simple task, considering that the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process.
Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing?
Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Rubinho created a perfect alibi. Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why? Was Monsieur Rubinho coerced? Bribed? Threatened? Enough silence. Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Rubinho.
Fine, you've got me. I'm guilty. I did it all.
You did it? You're confessing to the murder of Monsieur Greenway?
What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs. And yes, that included adding hands to the clock.
You were ordered by whom?
I dare not say.
Monsieur Rubinho, I strongly advise you to answer the defense's question. You have pledged to speak without fear, after all.
With respect, Judge, I fear his claws more than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names.
His claws! Did you hear that, Falcon?
That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Rubinio, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We don't live under the Assigne regime, after all. But since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, then we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course.
I can't protest. That's the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day, messieurs.
Good day, Robinho.
Intriguing, pretty convincing.
I love the jury.
So, the clock's hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Caterline as absent, close to the time of the murder. That's significant.
Don't be dense, Monsieur Rabbington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence.
Why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events.
Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It is possible that Dame Caterline was painted out. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for.
So what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photographer? Or was it Signor Patois de Miao, perhaps?
I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a means or a motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Signor Patois to implicate his own daughter.
Well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Roger deliberately tried to frame Dame Catelyn? Because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing.
Monsieur Rabbington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However, mayhaps I should offer my opinion.